Hey everyone, it's me, George. So I got these wizards and I just thought it'd be kind of fun to go through them and flip through them and just kind of talk about them and what they meant to me when I was growing up. This one was actually one that I never had before. I didn't get my subscription until later. I'm guessing around like the early 2000s or late 90s. So this is like early 90s. This is actually issue, it's from June 1993. It's volume 1, issue 22. So I picked these up at Half Price Books and I just wanted to go through them. As a kid, I loved Wizards so much. I couldn't wait for them to arrive in the mail every month once I got a subscription for them. So here we are. This is a really cool Joe Casada cover and I love the artwork. It's actually a gatefold cover, so let's pull that out. Oh, cool. So you can see this is really cool artwork. And Extreme Struggle, and you see Omega Red, Apocalypse, Sabretooth, and then looks like an Earthworm Jim ad. Let's see what's on the back cover of this. And then there's an ad for Flashback. I'm not even sure what system that's on. The first CD-ROM game in a cartridge. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so there's Youngblood. Very cool Rob Liefeld artwork. Looks like there's Harris Comics stuff here. I remember the Kane book. Kane, Vampirella. Okay. Okay, Super Nintendo. What is this? Toys. Okay. Street Fighter, the hottest video game, is now Malibu Comics' hottest comic. Nice. Okay. Then that was from Lynn Straczewski and Don Hillsman. So that's pretty cool artwork. I didn't have these, so this is kind of, I guess, before me. So this is my first time going through this book, and it's really cool. And then there's like Win and Autograph Turok. You see, Joe Casada takes his pen. It says, Joe Casada takes his pen to the cover of Wizard magazine. Nice. And there's Arthur Adams artwork, Joe Casada, Exo Manowar, Silver Surfer, Mr. Sinister, Deathmate, and Hardcore. So there's some ads for Valiant Comics. And then here's a letter from our publisher. I'm guessing that's Garib. Yeah, Garib Shumas. And I always love these little comics and their captions. It says, "Well, Crystal, according to our sell-through statistics, but Beepo, you're ignoring our demographics research. That banana is making me hungry." All right, I guess some of the humor's not as funny as it used to be, but yeah, here's some of the letters pages. There's one, "Dear Wizard, this Death of Superman stuff is starting to make me wonder. The week before Superman 75 came out, I called the store and reserved a copy. I just thought I'd open the bag, get my goodies, and be happy. When I bought my comic, I received a shock. This was the first and only time I'd seen a bagged comic, and I was amazed at how carefully preserved the book was, so I kept it sealed. Anyways, I was talking to a few people at the store and heard that if the comic stays in the bag, it slowly deteriorates." Let's see what the next page says. "It slowly deteriorates, and that the comic will at one point in time reach a peak in price and then fall and slowly climb again. What I'm wondering is, should I take out my comic or should I leave it in there? If I leave it in there, when should I sell it?" And here's an answer. "We suggest opening and reading the comics you buy, but as far as your investment speculator questions, open it and store it in an acid-free bag and board. This is the safest way to go. Polybag comics will deteriorate in one way or another. Sell when it's hot, buy when it's not." So that's safe information, but it's funny because I've seen so many videos where people are talking about like polybags and stuff, and it's funny that it's even in 1993, this was a popular topic among comics fans. Wow, this next one. "Dear Wizard, my friend and I are very disgusted with your magazine. Living in Wyoming, the closest comic stop is a 2-hour drive away. The only way we can get Wizard is at the local newsstand. When you stated in page 3, issue 16 about the Bloodshot insert cards and the supposed 2 Magnus versus Predator cards, it hit me. It is not fair that direct copies get 3 cards and the newsstand gets 1 card. If you're only going to put 1 card in Wizard newsstand copies, why not make it 1 card that the direct copies can't get? It's just not fair. Alright, let's check out the answers. Wizard product cards are available in every outlet Wizard is sold, be it direct market, newsstand, or through subscriptions. Bonuses like the Predator Magnus card in issue 16 or randomly inserted Chromium Turok cards in issue 21 are only available through the polybagged issues of Wizard, direct market, and subscription copies. Newsstand copies are not polybagged, so to allow newsstand consumers to flip through and enjoy the book, the bonus cards are never printed with the extra flap necessary for newsstand insertion. So there's no affordable way to get them in the book. If you're still disgusted or low on gas, get a subscription. I remember when I read these, I love reading the letters columns. Dear Wizard, how hot in Celsius, Fahrenheit, or Kelvin is Ghost Rider's head flame? 2. Why can Spider-Man climb walls with his costume on? His fingers aren't touching the wall. 3. How do unstable molecule fabric and how does the unstable molecule fabric work, and what is the practical uses are there for it besides as superhero costumes? 4. Will there ever be a semi-decent Marvel movie coming out soon? Wow. I hope this person got to see all the Marvel movies that are out now, because that's just that question's so hilarious, considering everything we've got in the MCU. But yeah, next one, the answers. It's mystical hellfire as opposed to the regular kind, so it can't be measured by Fahrenheit or the like. 2. Spidey sticks to stuff through a form of static electricity, not through some kind of secreted adhesive. The static electricity runs through his costume. 3. How do unstable molecules work? From what I understand, this stuff is highly adaptable to any new form, making it nearly indestructible as well. Where a regular superhero outfit would catch fire or rip if worn into battle by the Torch or Mr. Fantastic, the unstable molecules adapt their molecules structure to allow the flame to pass through the suit without damage or to stretch great distances without ripping. Very cool stuff. And then this person answered to the 4th question, will there ever be a semi-decent Marvel movie coming out soon? Their answer was no. And you have to take that into consideration. This was made way back in 1993. And that's a lot. I guess we could be on this all day. So I'm going to try and see if there's anything that's kind of funny and cool. Here's one. Here's one that might be pretty good. I have just finished reading Batman, Seduction of the Gun. I'm stunned. I just realized where the comic book industry is leading us. Is this what young people will grow up with? Who are these new guys in town? Wetworks, big guys, and big guns are killing everybody in their path. Kids eat this up. What am I trying to say is that killing people for fun is inconceivable. How can we slay men and women for entertainment? Will I see Captain America trade his shield in for a bazooka? Comics Code Authority or not, our heroes are not here to protect us anymore, but to spill blood all over the world. Am I too radical? Open your eyes and look around you. And the answer to this person's question is, no, you're not too radical. Comics as a whole nowadays are severely lacking in story, making up for it with shock value content and cover enhancement. Sadly, as you said, a lot of the fans eat this up and will continue to make this form of storytelling profitable. Some books do a good job of showing the problem of violent gun-related crimes like Seduction of the Gun, but most just show how cool it is to carry a 20-pound gun and blow holes into people. I think this is called progress. So, interesting answer. And very interesting question. And here's an ad for Adventures of Superman number 500. I absolutely love this comic book. If you get a chance to read it, definitely you want to check this out. And my battery's nearly going to die, so we should hurry. I guess we're going to have to, I might come back to these because these questions are really good. We might just do a segment on the wizard questions because some of them are really good and it's interesting. But let's go ahead and get through this stuff before my battery dies. Here's some letter art, really cool stuff. Iron Man, Godzilla, it looks like baby Godzilla, some sort of predator character, and a very nice rogue. It looks kind of like Arthur Adams artwork. Let me see. Death Watch 2000 from Continuity Comics. Ultraverse. I remember really loving the Ultraverse. I'm still not quite sure what exactly happened to the Ultraverse. I think Marvel somehow purchased it and decided never to use the properties again. So I need to read up on that because I really like the Ultraverse, and I'm pretty sad that it still hasn't come back even after all this time. Stormwatch, Jim Lee, Brandon Choi. Here's an article. Cool artwork. Ultraverse, a new line of comics with a history to back it up. Okay. It's also really interesting, kind of in hindsight, to see like what happened to some of these companies, because obviously we know the Ultraverse is no longer here, and then Continuity Comics, yeah, they didn't last for too long. I don't even know who these characters are here either. Union, I can't remember who this is, but this is an image book. Mark Texeira, Michael Hessler, co-creator Jim Lee. Very cool artwork. Very 90s artwork. Rambling thoughts, rambling through the comics. There's some information here. Maximum Carnage promotion. Chris Claremont returns with the right stuff. 2 years after leaving his 17-year run on the X-Men, one of the industry's most celebrated authors discusses his new projects and the nature of creating in today's industry. And here's some really cool artwork. I'm guessing at this time he's probably working on the Aliens vs. Predator Deadliest of the Species miniseries or maxi series. I think it was like 12 issues. There's Arthur Adams. This must have been his X-Men Classic run with Arthur Adams. Deadliest of the Species artwork. The Max. They were on, at this point, they were on issue 4. Sam Keith artwork. Very cool Dark Phoenix artwork. And here's something from Mr. Claremont. I look at the X-Men and I think this is my entire working life, and it's taken them 18 months to gut it like a fish. Wow, that's that's some thoughts on that, on post Claremont stuff. Let's see. Heavy Skins. I guess these are comic supplies or wizard supplies. Some cool Alien vs. Predator artwork. And it says, comics for the freelancer seem to have been making more deal making than story making. And this is definitely post-Image era, so I'm guessing that's a jab at the Image founders. And then Infinity Crusade ad, very cool, Bad to the Bone, Alien 3, Terminator 2, Super Nintendo. Joe Casada, Comicdom's rising star, talks about his work for The Ray to Batman to X Factor. I really love his artwork. I think he did a lot of good things for Marvel, and so I'm a pretty big fan of Mr. Casada. There's Azrael artwork, The Ray. And back here you see my only goal was to draw Batman, which he got to do, so that's really cool. X Factor. I'm guessing these are the holograms. Yeah, this is the hologram. It's usually green. That's on the cover, and this is the one for X-Force. So at this point, X Factor 92 and X-Force 25 are out. An excruciating struggle, emphasis on the X. We see some cool Magneto. There's a Sentinel from Days of Future Past. The Upstarts. I'm guessing this is talking about the villains because we see like Sinister, or we don't see Sinister, some are Sinister. Fabian Cortez. I think that's Sienna Blaze. Wolverine vs. Apocalypse. Sinister. Here's some really cool artwork. I can't remember who this artist is. Carrie's, I can't remember, but I really like the artwork. Very nice. Let me see. Some more cool artwork. I guess that's like a xenomorph. The Showcase of Future Comic Book Illustrators of America. Okay. This is really cool. One of my favorite things about Wizard was seeing that they gave a lot of people chances to show their stuff. This was before like internet, or I guess around the time internet was kind of starting to become a big deal. So for a lot of people, it was really hard to get their work shown like to an audience like this. And Wizard really did a good thing by helping a lot of creators get their stuff out there. And you can see there's, you know, Ren and Stimpy, Namor, Black Lightning. I think this is Magnus Robot Fighter, and I'm not sure who that is. Maybe Conan. That's actually a really cool mashup cover. Here's some nice Gambit, and I think Voodoo. There's a Lobo cover, or Lobo artwork. There's Mary Jane. Mary Jane! I guess she's wearing his costume. Here's some more stuff. Very cool Jaylee artwork. Hunk and Babe of the month. So Hunk goes to Magnus and Babe goes to Vampirella. Understanding Comics, really great book. It's helped me understand writing and creating comics. I still have a lot to learn, but that book's been really great if that's something you're interested in. Brutes and Babes, The Importance of Structure. I guess this is really cool. This is from Bart Sears, and it's kind of a tutorial. Sometimes they would do tutorials. I used to love to try and draw. Unfortunately, I never got good at it. But it was cool that they put these in there for those people who are really interested in learning how to draw, learning some of the foundations for this sort of thing. And I know Mr. Sears is very, very famous for adding like tons of muscles in his artwork. Like, it's very stylized, muscular artwork. Cyberforce ad number 0, on sale in June of 1993. And that thing is there. And it says first appearance of the original Stormwatch in Cyberforce, huh? Okay, here's some more artwork from Mr. Sears. And then this artwork right here, I'm not sure, I've never seen this book before, but it's really interesting. Bean World, if you own that comic, that's pretty cool. It's definitely... And here's some of the Dark Horse books: X, Pit Bulls, Monster, Ghost, an ad for Shadowhawk 2, Trencher, signed and numbered comics, Joe Casada. So I'm guessing at this point you could get a signed and numbered comic, X Factor 92 for 24 bucks. That's pretty cool. Can I see it? Changes in the justice system. New writers, artists, and titles pave new roads for one of comicdom's oldest concepts. Justice League timeline. Arc Comics premiere number 1. I'm guessing that's a indie publisher. 1993 Arc Comics. Booster Gold. Justice League of America. There is Aquaman, Fire, Midnight Massacre, an ad for Midnight Suns. Some more Justice League information. Love that book. Justice League versus Doomsday. Harris Comics. Here's a big article on Harris Comics. Vampirella. They're mostly known for Vampirella, as far as I can recall. I'm guessing this was another comics type of book. Comics, I guess, magazine. I never actually have seen one of those books. Religion and Comics. Interesting article on that one too. Comics and churches have much in common. Shaman's Tears from Mike Grell, Image Comics. Comics like Salmon and Hellblazer have explored Christian mythology. Man, I remember these articles just being so good, and I really liked them. I like these interesting articles that were very different. Of course, now we have YouTube channels where people talk about these sort of things, but back in 1993, if you're a comic fan, Wizard was where you usually got this sort of stuff, and it's really cool. Oh, here's an ad for the 24th annual San Diego Comic-Con convention. It was held August 19th through 22nd, 1993. And it says all the people that were there. Or it says some of the people you could see. Sergio Aragonés, Clyde Barker, Andy Kubert. So yeah, the entire Image gang. That's really cool. Thunderstrike, Savage Dragon ad. Going for the throat. Ron Wagner brings his own style to Morbius. Nice article on Morbius. You can let me know if you're excited about the movie that's coming out. I think I'm pretty excited for it, and I do hope it ties into Spider-Man No Way Home somehow. Exo Manowar. I absolutely love this chromium cover from Joe Casada. It's like very cool. I'm not really into Valiant, but I love that cover. Marvel Hot Shots. At this time, I guess the book's on the shelf. Spider-Man, Punisher, Sabretooth. I don't think I've ever seen that book. What If Hulk Had Killed Wolverine? She-Hulk. I think that's a famous, I'm trying to remember what artist, but that's a cover that people go after. And I can't remember the artist. Punisher 81, Daredevil 319, Deathlock 26, Punisher War Journal 57, Guardians of the Galaxy 39, Spider-Man Unlimited number 2, Sleepwalker number 25, Avengers 363, U.S. Agent number 1. And here we are. More ads. I guess this is Tribes. You see, I think these were cards. Yeah, collect all 90 cards. More information on Hollywood. Wonder Woman special being developed. I'm not sure if that ever came out. Bring the latest Hollywood news that you want to hear. And that was the other thing that Wizard was big on. You could get, it gave you most of the news pre-internet on like comic casting and comic properties in development. Deadly Games, Mr. Nimoy, has car, i.e. battles with video game characters. Huh. Doom 7, Rob Liefeld book. This looks like a pose for an Automan. Watch for it on the Sci-Fi Channel. X-Men without the costumes. It's like the Misfits of science. Alright, I'm not even sure what that property is, but... The Violator makes a heart-wrenching return. Spawn number 14. I love that cover. That's a really cool cover. Robot Wars. Call for submission. Wizard the Guide to Comics welcomes manuscripts pertaining to subjects that will appeal to the interests and needs of comic book collectors, comic book readers, fans, collectors, writers, artists, and publishers. That's so cool. I wish I would have saw that because I would have loved to have submitted for something like that. But I was a kid back then, so yeah, my stuff probably would have been really terrible. But it's cool that they were giving people a chance to do stuff. Okay. Reign of Superman. This is the Reign of Superman story, and there's Superboy, Steel, Eradicator, Cyborg, Superman. Heroes who weren't super figures. Huh. And for the action figure fans, I love the 90s X-Men toys. It looks like there's a Sandman figure. Comics Express ad. Wizard Contest 22 grand prize, a set of Exo Manowar 14 and 15 with the chromium cover Turok number 1, all signed by Bart Sears. First prize is a copy of Exo Manowar number 0. Man, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's one of the other things that was really cool about Wizard. They were always doing those kind of giveaway things too. Comic book intelligence quotient. We could come back and do a video on this if y'all wanted to. But one of the questions is, what evil organization created MODOK? I'm going to go with AIM, but I'm not quite sure. But yeah. So if y'all want to come back to this, let me know and we'll go through this whole thing together. Here's a cool article, Battletide. I think this is a Marvel something UK. Yeah. Wizard of Cards. Cards set to introduce comic book. Okay. I think this was the Stormwatch cards. Sandman number 8, comics to watch. And this is the first appearance of Death in comics. Iron Man number 121. Crystal Ball, New Heroic Age on the horizon. Top 10 things we would... And here's Wizard top 10. Top 10 things we would do with the Infinity Gauntlet. Number 10, stuff the Energizer Bunny. Number 9, turn Michael Jackson a different hue for every month of the year. That's, yeah. 8, fix it so there aren't any more typos in Wizard. 7, put image on schedule. 6, make the Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition a monthly catalog. Number 5, make a giant TV screen that spans the orbit of Jupiter and stay up all night playing Super Nintendo. Number 4, bring back the McDLT, then make the hot side cold and the cold side hot. I'm not really sure. I don't think I ever ate a McDLT. Number 3, fix it so Macaulay Culkin can't make any movies anymore. Well, that failed because I think he's still making movies. 2, make Monopoly money legal tender, buy DC Comics, kill everybody, and bring them back the next month. Number 1, change Burger King's slogan to have it our way and we'll blister your skin with a heat lamp. Oh man, I freaking love how funny Wizard is. And then you could have ordered some of the Wizard back issues back then. You could have got issue 1 for $8. That's pretty cool. Picks from Wizard's hat. Exo Manowar number 0. Wildcats Trilogy number 1. Youngblood Yearbook number 1. Night Thrasher ad. Shadowhawk by Jim Valentino. Or Shadowhawk 2 number 1. Spawn number 13. And here's some more picks. You see Eternal Warrior, Harbinger. And here's an ad for Ultraverse. Superheroes that will outlast the competition. Yeah. I miss you, Ultraverse, but yeah. And here's some more ads. There's Stupid number 1, Street Fighter number 1, Spider-Man 36, Stormwatch number 0, Web of Spider-Man 102, X Factor 92, Trencher number 1, Warlock Chronicles number 1. This month's number 1s, there's a lot of them. Okay, Top 100 of April 1993. And yeah, I'm not going to read through those. It's a lot. Top 10 May 1993. Okay, we can go through these. So number 1, Magnus Robot Fighter number 12. Number 2, Ray number 3. Ray number 3 is Ray number 4. Number 4 is Ray number 0. Number 5 is Spawn number 4. Number 6 is Spawn number 3. And number 7, Youngblood number 2. Number 8, Exo Manowar number 4. Number 9, Solar 14. And number 10 is Batman Sword of Azrael number 1. Wizard Market Watch. Oh my gosh. So it actually, there's a pie chart there with, I guess, a slice of the books people were buying at the time. And Marvel had 78% of the market share there. And so that's from January. Okay. Wizard's top 10 hottest artists at this time. Number 1 was Todd McFarlane. Number 2, Jim Lee. Number 3, Rob Liefeld. Number 4, Joe Quesada. Number 5, Jay Lee. Number 6, Bart Sears. Number 7, Sam Keith. 8, Del Keon. 9, Mark Bagley. And number 10 was Ron Lim. Okay, those are all really great picks. And we're almost to the price guide. And there's an ad for Frontier Comics. And it says the perplexed Mark Pasella. So I'm guessing he was in charge of looking all this stuff up. But the Wizard price guide. We might pick something out of there that's pretty funny. And we'll see. So we'll look for an Action Comics, and at $248, or they only go back to Action Comics $248, and they show it at $80. Wow. And $252 is the first appearance and origin of Supergirl, and they have it at $850 back in 1993. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Here's some more stuff. And Amazing Fantasy right here. I don't know if it'll zoom in on that, but Amazing Fantasy, Spider-Man first appearance, $10,000 for that at this time. Amazing Spider-Man 298. Let me see. Amazing Spider-Man number 1 was about at $8,800 at this time. Number 300 was at $65 at this time. So, wow. Would have loved to pick these up when they were closer to those prices. And so we're flipping through this one. I like, back when I was a kid, I loved going through these. I thought they were really cool. It was interesting to see the prices. And of course now, you know, if you're into comics, you're probably watching this and you can see these prices are definitely, I guess they'd be considered steals for a lot of these key issues. Let me see. Daredevil #1 was at $1,050. Detective Comics, they go back to number 225, and at, you could have gotten Detective 225 for $2,750 back in 1993. And this is back when I think Image was still kind of, Wizard was still finding its footing and stuff, because there used to be a lot more really funny articles and stuff, so this one, you know, it's mostly ads and stuff, but there were a lot of really good stuff in here too. You see, Incredible Hulk #1, back in 1993, you could have had the first issue of Incredible Hulk for $3,700. Let's see, and we're just flipping through this stuff, but it's just kind of cool seeing the different books and stuff. And wow, I didn't know they dedicated so much page space to the price guide back then. They definitely have a lot. I remember when I was reading this, they probably had maybe like 5 pages tops of price guide, if I'm remembering correctly. But here it's like a lot. Yeah, we're still flipping through here. Yeah, it's really cool. They took a lot of time to compile this information, and I think it's really cool, especially if you were a collector and wanted to kind of know sort of the prices for stuff and everything. And here's one coming soon: the biggest show of the year, New York Comic Book Convention, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, June 11th, 12th, 13th, 1993. In person: Neil Gaiman, Clive Barker, Sam Keith, Jay Lee, Bernie Wrightson, Dave Hoover, Mobius, Mark Pacella, Ron Friends, Tom Rainey, Eric Larson, Andy Kubert, Lee Weeks, Jim Starlin, Mike Zeck, Larry Strodeman, Bill Stout, and James Fry, and a lot more. So that's pretty cool. And then it gave you, here's like the shows and conventions, and it shows different places. So so Wizard really made an effort to kind of be the all-in-one everything information you can want about comics. And right here it's showing like some of the shows in like Texas, Houston. And then here's an ad. So we're almost out of here. Ad: you don't start none, there won't be none. Static from Milestone. And then here's an ad for, I guess, Sabretooth and Deadpool. And that's it. So that's it for this video. We flipped through this Wizard magazine and kind of went through the history of everything and talked about it. If you like these videos, if you wanted me to go through the letters column and just make a video directly on that, we can do that. But I'd love to know what you think. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.